What's up, comic book fans? Pete here from Comic Books Transformed, where me and my good friend over there, Brian, discuss comics that have been adapted into streaming shows and movies. We have been talking about Daredevil Born Again, which has been streaming on Disney Plus, and now we're up to episode 8, right, Brian?
Yes, I don't remember the title of this episode, but
I think it's called Inconsistent Bullseye.
Okay.
Right?
Plot armor Bullseye.
Yes. So one of the things you guys probably don't know, because you're not me or Brian, is that I often pressure Brian to come up with top 10 lists of Marvel characters and villains. And I've said on this review channel a bunch of times, like, oh, Daredevil is one of my top 10 favorites, right? But I fucking love Bullseye, too. Bullseye is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love both characters. I love the rivalry, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, that it's really arguable between Kingpin and Bullseye, who's like the best Daredevil villain. But they're for like different reasons. But like he's like the more because they're both physical fighters too, sort of. I don't know what I'm saying here. Like I love watching the fucking Daredevil and Bullseye fight. There's so few things that add up to that.
Right, that bring you that kind of joy.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, well, but okay, there is one problem with Bullseye in general, and this show kind of drops the ball on this too, which is that he's so proficient with weapons and killing people that essentially if he's coming after someone, he has to kill them. Otherwise, it just falls flat, Yeah. And so in the comics, when you have Bullseye going after people, you have to have like kind of minor characters that he can just take out right away. But then you have to have some kind of thing in place so that he doesn't kill one of the main characters.
Yeah.
And he's killed Elektra in the comics. And did he kill Karen Page in the comics?
I think so. I believe so.
I mean, there's an iconic panel where he's like holding up Elektra with her own thigh.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I have a Marvel Legends set from that's. Oh well, no, it's not that exact thing because Elektra's got the white outfit, but yeah.
So I mean, like one of the things that you and I talked in our messenger was about how, he goes. You said something so fucking funny. It was like he kills all these cops with like his tooth and scissors and stuff, like piece of cake, and then he has to get a sniper rifle to shoot the Kingpin, who's like 100 feet away.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he grabs the big rifle. He's very close by. I mean, maybe you could argue that the Kingpin is wearing some kind of bulletproof vest or something. I don't know, but it's like, he takes the shot and just takes one shot. Like he doesn't hit his target, and that's it. Like, why didn't he shoot again? Why did he need the gun? Why didn't he just take like that freaking like barbecue fork that he had to throw that?
Right. Exactly. He goes into the place with the barbecue fork. I think he even goes in an elevator with the barbecue fork. Yeah. And then he has a sniper rifle. And I was like,
he kills the guard with that thing. You see he's sticking out of his neck, but it's like, it's like, I'm going to tie it to what we were talking to before this. I saw the Deftones last night in a huge arena, which I was very surprised because apparently they have like a huge TikTok following now, which is weird to see a bunch of 20-year-olds at a band that's 30 years old, which is awesome though. Great for them. Yeah. Great for everybody. But like I'm sitting at the opposite end of the arena and I'm like, this I would need a sniper rifle for if I wanted to hit Chino. Not that I would want to hit Chino, but like this, it's like a stone's throw like away, and it's just like it seems like overkill, and then it makes it even worse that he kind of doesn't hit what he wants to hit.
Right. Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up, but it's kind of funny because you did like a Trump mannerism and you said like a Trump thing, like in the moment. It was this great time. You're like, not that I want to hit Chino, but
Chino, the greatest.
Yes, greatest vocalist. Oh yeah, right. His vocals, they're very good. They can
be the greatest.
Yeah, his vocals, they can be soothing, they can be a little scratchy. All right, my Trump is not good at all. It's nowhere as good as my Kingpin. But
I hate even doing it like that. Yeah. It just bothers me. I'm so tired of everything.
Yeah. No, good thing we only have like 3.25 years left or whatever. Anyway, but what I wanted to say about, because you mentioned how like Daredevil essentially stops him from killing Kingpin. and that's the only way it works, right? Because like, would you say that ability-wise, Daredevil and Bullseye are evenly matched, or is Daredevil superior to Bullseye? What would you say?
Well, I mean, I think they're good. They're a good matchup. I think they probably have some. Maybe Daredevil's better hand to hand, and maybe Bullseye's has the advantage with throwing shit,
range stuff. Yeah. Okay. Here's another question I have for you. I say Bullseye is one of my favorite characters, yet I don't really know his origin. He's just human, right? Like he's not like enhanced in any kind of way.
I believe initially, yeah. I don't know if they've ever enhanced him in any way. It's possible.
Yeah. There's at least 3 Marvel characters where it's like, are they enhanced? Are they just like really exceptional humans or what? So there's Bullseye, there's Hawkeye, and then Taskmaster, where it's like, are they just humans, or are they?
Yes. Well, Taskmaster is a different case. I mean, that's gotta be something.
He's not a mutant.
Yeah, he's not a mutant, but the way that his power works, or whatever you want to call it, the skill set works, it seems like it has to be some kind of enhancement in some way.
Yeah. And I know with like Hawkeye, I think in the regular Marvel universe, he's just a human, but he's just really, really good. And then I think in the Ultimate Universe, the original Ultimate Universe, he is like enhanced. Like he has some kind of like cybernetics or some surgeries and stuff that were done to him.
Probably. It's been a while since I've read the original Ultimates run.
Yeah. But we just jumped right to the end of the fucking episode talking about it too.
And that's a wrap, guys. See you next week for the finale.
7 minutes, guys. No, but let's talk about everything that built up to it. So with this episode, we have some tension between Matt and his girlfriend, right?
Yes. Yeah, I feel like Heather felt like she had some kind of role and importance, but she really felt like she's just moving the plot along now. Like she's saying what needs to be said to make a conflict. Like it seemed cheap. Like I was kind of rolling my eyes a little bit when they're having like an argument and Daryl's like, I gotta listen to Kingpin. Like right. Like it was a little too much, I guess. And like it makes sense that I think I said in last week and before that, this was starting out with Kingpin and Daredevil. They were their regular selves. They were Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock, and they were slowly getting back into Kingpin and Daredevil. And it's just, it's a lot easier for Matt to not get lost in things when he's not trying to be Daredevil. But now he is, so he can't listen to his girlfriend complain anymore, which I don't know. It just felt like a disservice. It made the character feel very empty, and not any fault of the actress. I guess the writing, I suppose.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I agree completely, because she's supposed to be this very intelligent psychologist or psychiatrist, and I think that his behavior, she kind of starts to kind of push, and I think it's just for that dramatic tension, but then she doesn't follow through with it. So he'll, he's been very cagey and he's been aloof and he hasn't been telling her everything, and she's onto that. But she doesn't press it. She's just kind of like, I know, and then just like let's go have sex in the shower now. You
can't do that in the middle of a ballroom dance floor.
Yes, that is true. I mean, maybe for some shows that you pay for, but no. It's funny though. It's so weird that she is that same actress from The Acolyte.
Yes, yeah, but I mean that's what we've also said this, that certain companies will just keep employing the same people because they're already within the system, sort of.
Yeah. Remember that one actress who she's like a mixed race actress, I think, and then she's got like freckles and curly hair, and she was in like Solo. She was in that Willow show that we reviewed, and then she was also in Falcon and Winter Soldier too.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't remember her name. She has an interesting name. I don't remember it.
Yeah. But with Matt's girlfriend, you're right. She is almost like a plot device, because I don't think he'd even be at that gala, right? If it wasn't for her getting the invitation while he was at her apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you feel like the Kingpin having this gala was almost like I wouldn't say like an homage, but maybe the writers that really like Marvel and read the comics, that maybe it was like an allusion to Krakoa? Like with the Hellfire Gala?
Yeah, I mean, Kingpin was at a Hellfire Gala, and we know that. Maybe
he was at the last one.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing, because you mentioned Typhoid Mary last time we recorded, and he was at it with Typhoid Mary, who's like his wife in the comics.
Yes, yeah, they're a thing now in the comics. Yes,
yeah, and but Vanessa's in this, and she's around. I have a couple of things to unpack too, because we got his like James Gandolfini helper guy, who he like really likes now, and he kind of promoted, right?
Yes.
Do you think that the James Gandolfini helper guy is going to become the Rose, since they don't have like a natural son together?
I felt like it felt like that since the beginning. If it's not going to make him, if he's not going to actually be a biological son, he's going to fill that role to be like the Kingpin Jr. essentially.
Kingpin Jr. He's going to shave his head too.
Yeah, I'm 100% serious. I feel like that could happen.
Oh my God!
Not that the Rose shaves his head. I don't think he does, but I feel like the way he idolizes him, like he's 100% going to shave his head at some point.
Well, because he says something in this episode where he's like, "I will burn for you." He says, "I'm just kind of like really dramatic."
Yeah, like he's like real intense about it, and almost to the point where I keep thinking like he secretly knows he's his kid, and Kingpin's not aware or something like that. Like there's something to that. It's not just some like random person who's just blindly loyal there. There's got to be something hidden behind it, but I often feel like I'm just reaching for some more meaning out of it. And it probably is just he is just some random person from Staten Island or whatever.
Oh yes, well, if you got Staten, you don't need Manhattan.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I bring that up every Daredevil episode. It's kind of like Danny bringing up Lost whenever we talk about Yellow Jackets. He has to mention Lost every single time. But no, he's just so intense. He's like, I'll hide secrets for you. I'll reach out and intimidate people for you. I'll stick some beads up my ass for you. He's just like, he's like so devoted.
I'll torture Adam for you.
Yeah, there you go. But something will happen with him. We know that. But it looks like he was able to persuade BB to write the story.
I really love BB in this episode. The little conversation she has with the police commissioner was really good. I like that she has a goal and a purpose here, and she is she does think Kingpin killed her uncle, and she is trying to expose him for it.
I didn't really like the interaction between her and the police commissioner, like you just mentioned. I mean, no offense to the guy who plays police commissioner, but I feel like his delivery doesn't feel authentic. And I just don't really like scenes with him in it. But it was interesting that she's saying, I report the news in other ways, you know, besides whatever. Like, does she write for the Bugle, or what does she write for?
All I know is she has that like report the videos. We always see those little video interviews in between the middle of the episodes. Like that's the only thing I'm aware of. But I guess she is writing something somewhere. But she says this is not with her name attached to it, which the other thing has her name attached to it. I did actually like the reaction of that police commissioner, because this was shortly after he confronted one of the task force people, and they just like totally emasculated him, saying like, "I don't listen to you," and he dips that dude's hand in the fryer.
I know, that was so fucked up. Did you ever? Go ahead.
No, you go.
Did you ever work in fast food ever?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you, like, if you ever felt that grease from a fryer.
I mean, I've fried things before, so yeah. I mean, it's fucking hot.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen so many horror movies where something like that has happened, and it's funny because like at first I think maybe I was like looking at my phone or something, and then the guy did that, and so I actually thought they stuck his head in the fryer. I was like, oh, that's hardcore.
That's a little more than assault, I think.
Right. But like, it's funny because there's just like chefs and stuff working there. This cop's just shoving this guy's hand into the fryer.
Yeah, and I understand that there was supposed to be like no photos or whatever like that, but it's like that's like fucking like a little harsh for taking one photo.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah, it was extreme. But you're right. It was cool that he was emasculated, like you said, and then he might be trying to do something bigger or on the side with BB. So I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else do we have going on? We have stuff with Vanessa and Kingpin, and then Adam.
Yeah, so this definitely clears up our any lingering doubts we had about Luca from the previous episode and who set up who and all that. Clearly, Vanessa's with Kingpin. She's on this on his side, and she just murders Adam outright, right in front of him. I do think that was probably genuine, but it is interesting to me that we ultimately learn here that Vanessa was the one that wanted Foggy, that ordered Foggy to be killed.
Yes,
from whatever case. I wasn't. Yes. I should have expected that, and I didn't. But I hope they give us more, because they made a point to say that Foggy was celebrating by drinking that like special scotch that they reserve for like big moments, and then he was. I don't know if he was killed or the witness was killed as well, or something like that. Because that's what Matt was trying to save, the witness, right? In the case, but I don't know what that case has to do with Kingpin or Vanessa or in any way. They haven't explained that.
Right. Well, there was a great twist, right? Because I kind of thought the Foggy stuff was done. It's very interesting to look at this show and think, okay, what was the initial plan before they decided to really incorporate a lot of stuff from the Netflix show? And just the fact that like Foggy and Karen are in that first episode just in the beginning, and then they're pretty much gone. It makes it seem like they were trying to tell this other separate story, and then they bring this in. So it was kind of cool to bring that back in. So if we're talking about like reshoots and stuff, then I think that, well, I don't know. They could have had that scene. Go ahead.
Most of that first episode was from reshoots. Yeah, I know that. So they definitely probably did that to add that connective tissue between the Netflix seasons and the show they were trying to create here.
Okay, but let me ask you this: do you think that they would have always said that Foggy was dead, even before they did reshoots and stuff? Or would they not have brought up Foggy at all?
I don't think they would have brought up Foggy at all. I think that's what it was, or it would have been very vague, and they wouldn't have given you any detail about it, just so they leaving the door open, sort of. If they wanted to change that later on, because I mean, when they first announced this, we were all speculating because they really only announced Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. So nobody really knew if it was going to be a continuation or not, or if they even could make it a continuation. But for a while, it seemed like it was going to be something different and separate that would only very loosely take what happened in the Netflix shows.
Yeah. Well, no, because I mean, to me, it makes it that that scene with Vanessa, like it revealing that Vanessa had Foggy killed. That's all kind of reshoot territory stuff then too, right? Because
really Vanessa wasn't even supposed to be in the show either.
Okay, well there you go. But I mean, honestly, all of that stuff makes the show more compelling, because what would we have without the Vanessa stuff? I mean, first of all, the whole fucking dynamic with Kingpin would be very different, right? He wouldn't have any kind of woman to bounce off of. He would just be the mayor of New York. There wouldn't be all this stuff with Adam in the basement or anything like that.
Yeah, I think Kingpin having a fixation definitely makes him a more interesting character. And if it wasn't Vanessa, maybe they could have made a Typhoid Mary, because we had also heard that Netflix season 4 of Daredevil would have featured her. So I think it works to have Kingpin have something that he needs as a character. Yeah. Otherwise, he's just like a more generic, like mob boss in a way,
Yeah, and that reminds me of Into the Spider-Verse, which, the whole point is that Kingpin's trying to find a reality where Vanessa and his son are alive. And one thing, I mean, this is just adding to the pile of YouTube videos that were sparked by this comment from Vincent D'Onofrio, but he was basically saying that he could not be in a Marvel movie. Like, the rights to Kingpin don't extend to movies. They just extend to television. So he couldn't be the Kingpin in a movie. And then, other people have said that, and I think we even mentioned this before, but Kingpin was actually a Spider-Man villain first.
And that's the reason why,
Yeah. So it's interesting that, like, they would have him on the show, they can't put him in a movie, and then that sort of limits, like, what you can do with him.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, can you imagine if we had Kingpin in a movie, like a big budget, and it was like Spider-Man and Daredevil, maybe fucking Moon Knight around there, and it's just like all the fucking New York street level shit in the fucking movie?
Oh my God. Yes, and they actually did justice for Moon Knight. That would be fucking great.
Yeah, yes.
I love Moon Knight, but not that Disney Plus version of Moon Knight. Okay, so then we have the stuff with Vanessa and Adam and Kingpin. I'm just trying to think what else. Oh, we should just talk about Bullseye then, right? We should talk about his scenario.
I just have to say,
you said, right.
Oh, I think we're a little off on the audio here.
Oh, no, Brian. Uh-oh. Okay, so I had a question for you, and it sounded like you had a point, so you can bring it up. But I was going to ask you, you said you want to do a Season 3 Daredevil rewatch, but you have watched all of Season 3?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, like, could they have done this episode without having that stuff with Bullseye in the beginning of this show?
Maybe, but I don't think it would have the same weight. So I'm curious to see what it would have been watching the season would have felt like had I watched Season 3. Because I don't think he was like fully Bullseye in Daredevil Season 3.
Okay. So what did you think of Bullseye's arc in this episode?
I thought it was interesting that they threw him in Gen Pop with the intent of having him get killed. I believe he was some sort of agent in the Season 3 Daredevil and some law enforcement agent first, and not just a hired killer or whatever. So it was interesting to see him appeal to Matt to try to get him back into special custody or whatever it is. And then it's just great to see him just use whatever the fuck's around, like his tooth, just murder people.
Yeah. I know. It's so funny because I was watching that episode in my mom's apartment, and she's watching the part where Matt and his name's Poindexter is his real fucking name?
Benjamin Poindexter. So he's talking to, I'll just call him Bullseye. And then he just like randomly smashes his face into the table like 4 times. And my mom, and then he's like, oh, he did it himself. He's trying to hurt himself.
Right.
That was so great.
That's right. That was so funny. Yeah. And they don't even like question him. He's like, yeah, he did. He's a dick, And so then you have this great scene where he's sitting there and the cops are like working on him. And then he shows the cop the tooth. This is like one of the best fucking things I saw in a Disney Plus show.
Yes.
So, I mean, do you want to go ahead and just describe that? We can kind of.
Oh, yeah. So he basically he flashes the tooth and then he just spits it out into this guard's eye, clearly puncturing his eye, frees himself, and just kills people with like a fucking pencil or scissor or whatever it is. It was fantastic. Yeah. It was so short, but it was so great.
Yeah. And then he just goes and gets a sniper rifle to kill the Kingpin. But then there was one more thing before that last scene, which we're going to talk about. Swordsman actually has a pretty big part in this episode.
Yes, yeah. So in this whole like gala that Kingpin's having, he's really using it as a place to intimidate people to donating to his Red Hook revitalization program, which I guess still sort of seems on the up and up, but except for the fact that he's kind of blackmailing people to donating to it. Like I don't know if there is some kind of criminal tie to him doing this or not, or if it's just something like he just wants to do.
Yeah.
But he does that to Swordsman, essentially. He's like, hey, you're going to give me money or I'm going to tell people you're Swordsman and I'm going to kill you.
Yes, yeah. I really liked that they kind of turned the tables on all the rich people that were looking down on the Kingpin a couple of episodes back. Yes. And he was one of them. And he tried to be friendly with Fisk, but Fisk just basically threatened him, like you said. It's funny because, like, right after that scene, Kingpin turns to one of his cops that are like walking around like stormtroopers in this event, and he's like, "Go get him." Right? He says that, and I thought he was talking about swordsman. Like I thought he was just like, "Go get him." And he was talking about the guy with the camera.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And then so we might get some swordsman action in the finale. Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like Daredevil's got to be out of commission because he got shot.
Right.
He got shot in the shoulder. It's also funny too, like the whole taking the bullet for Kingpin. Like where was Bullseye aiming? Because like Matt had to like jump up to like take that in the shoulder, sort of.
right.
Yeah, it's that plot armor thing. It's like I love when Bullseye can just let loose and like kill random nameless background actors, but it really does fall flat when he seems inept, when he can't kill a plot armor character.
Yes, I mean not for nothing, but in the comics, Bullseye shoots people in the head. You know, Kingpin's got a massive bald head. Like, shoot him in the head.
Yeah,
not his shoulder.
Like he's aiming over here, and Charlie Cox is a good like foot and a half shorter. You know.
Yeah, and he like leaps up. Oh, yeah. But one thing I did like about that though is the use of lighting in this episode, because when Bullseye goes in the balcony, the lighting becomes purple up there, and then when Daredevil gets shot, the lighting becomes red. So that's a very comic book thing. To have like a panel that's just all saturated with one color, you know, I actually really like that.
Yeah, it did look good. Yes.
So, how do you think that's going to affect Daredevil and Kingpin's relationship?
What are they going to do in a last episode? That's, you know, to have some level of action. Is like Punisher going to show up and like shoot a bunch of people? Maybe the task force or something.
That would be kind of awesome. Wait. So this is episode 8, right?
Yeah, it's one more. That's it.
Oh, there's no 10. It's 9 episodes.
9. Yeah, there's one more episode. That's it.
Okay. I mean, Brian, come on. I know you've told me this probably like 7 times, but I have a very horrible memory. All right. And then so like what? Here's comes another thing you've told me probably 7 times too. Then is it like the next fucking week is Andor?
No. Andor, is it next week? Last of Us is this Sunday. I think Andor is like the 14th or the 5th. Yeah, maybe it is.
Holy shit. We got a lot of stuff for before
Yes,
Easter
we do.
Here.
Andor is the 22nd.
Okay. 22nd. And then what do you call it? That's good. I'm actually I saw a trailer for Andor, or I was listening to a trailer while I was driving home from work, and I was like, oh my God. I want to watch the whole fucking thing right now.
I haven't been watching anything. I just want to watch it. I want to enjoy it. So I'm very excited for it, but I don't want to watch any trailers. Gonna go in totally blind.
Yeah. It's so funny because there's always like those stupid like fucking fan made trailers and stuff, and then they'll have these like fake thumbnails, and you know they'll show like Darth Vader choking that woman Imperial agent.
Yeah,
like that's not gonna happen.
Clickbait.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So anyway, was there anything else you want to bring up about this episode of Daredevil?
Yeah, no, I just don't know what they're going to do in the finale with Daredevil seemingly out of action here. So I hope they got something good cooked up. But I enjoyed this episode. I wish more of the episodes were like this with more Bullseye.
Yes, more Bullseye. Yeah, they don't show what happens to him, so there could be some action with him in the next episode too.
Yeah, hopefully.
It'll probably be at least Kingpin's task force going after him.
Yeah, I imagine episode 9 is going to pick up right where that moment left off.
Yeah, and see that'll be good because none of them have plot armor, so he's just going to be throwing things like right into their heads.
Yep, you know, Powell's getting his due.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, cool. All right. So anyway, that's it for our Daredevil discussion right under the half-hour mark. Brian, I had a lot of fun talking about this with you. if you guys enjoyed watching this episode 2 and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to us. We could really use the views and we could use the comments. Otherwise, we're going to send Bullseye to come over and shoot you in the shoulder. All right. See y'all. Oh, shit. I hit leave studio. Hold on. Stay and stream. Bullseye's coming.